Hello, we've got this 14 karat yellow gold fishy piranha, and we decided to add a little stone to it. This is a CZ, it's not a diamond, but we're going to make a little head and put that stone right about there, like the fish is biting it. So I have to make the head for this before I solder on the jump ring for the bail, because we need it to balance correctly. So we're going to do this first. Here's our stone. I rolled out some metal. So we're going to make a head. First we make like a bezel, and then I think I'm going to cut prongs into it, so it's not a full bezel, just a head. Let's see if we're close. Okay, that's pretty close. Maybe a little bit smaller. I want to get ahead of this and bend it here, because if we continue bending it like this, I'm going to wind up with a straight piece. And I prefer to do this, so I have the same kind of shape when I bend it down. We're going to cut that piece off because we don't need it, and we need a straight edge. Cut it straight down, and we're going to continue bending this. Where's my light? There's my light. Let's see where we're at. Pretty close. I want it a little bit smaller than the stone, because the prongs, I'm going to be able to open the prongs up so I can lock the stone in, set the stone. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller than this, and then we're going to cut this off. So yeah, so I'm not going to cut it right there. I want it a little bit smaller, so I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller. So when we close this up, we want to catch our filings. When you're cutting with a saw, never push the blade, because it's going to go in every direction. You want to let the saw do the work. Hold on to the piece well. I always use a pin, some way to hold it like in a vise. So I'm going to cut this all the way through. Like that. Let's see what we got here. All right. Before I close this up, I'm gonna cut this, trim this area a little bit. I want those lines to be parallel. So I'm gonna get in here and cut that little part off. There we go. Okay. Okay. Close this up like that. On the pliers, straighten it out any way that I need to. I'm gonna flip this over and do the same thing to this side. I want it as round as possible. We can adjust it a little bit. We can use a mandrel later, but for now we're just bending it together. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tweezers I'm gonna put it into, okay, pause a second. Okay. I need to change this boric acid and alcohol. It should be more powder than that, or at least break it up. Alright, so I'm gonna put this little guy here, and I'm gonna anneal it, and with tweezers close it up. Always keep your flame moving. Pay attention to the whole piece, not just staring at one place. I want to close that seam completely. Not pushing too hard, just squeezing it gently. Okay, let's flip them over. Okay. That's about good. Maybe I'm gonna make this bend a little bit more. See that a little bit not round, so I'm gonna heat it here. That's where I want it to bend. There. Now we're gonna cool it off. Do it in our alcohol. And we're gonna solder this guy. Solder it shut. Then we're gonna finish it off. Like that. A little bit of flux. Now this bezel we're making in white gold. We're going to set a white CZ into it, so we don't want yellow gold. You could use yellow gold, but white stones look better with white metal. And the Piranha is yellow gold, so with a nice little white stone it'll look nice. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of, I prefer to use medium solder for something like this. Medium white solder. And we picked up a little bead. We're going to heat this. And there it goes. See? It's nice and soldered together. Make sure that it's all the way through. We can heat a little bit on the inside. There. Alright. Again, we're going to quench it. If I wasn't filming this, I'm not rushing, try not to make this video boring for you. I would put it in the pickle acid and clean it for a while, but for now this is fine. This is too hot. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, that's good. Now we don't need this much bezel. We need it much smaller than that. So what we're going to do is going to take a pair of dividers and mark where we want to go. A little bit bigger, like that. And we're going to mark it all the way around as a guide, and we're going to cut that excess off. Now you can buy heads. Actually, for something like this, I probably would have bought some kind of a head, a little basket, or a bezel, or just a regular head. But I didn't have one, so I'll just make one. That's how you break saw blades. Don't do that. turn it. My light. I'm not just holding this piece on here. I've got my thumb and my finger on there. I'm trying to use that bench bit as much as I possibly can. Okay. One little part still there. Alright, so now we have this little guy, and we got to solder it onto this Piranha. The solder joint is up here, and I think we're going to keep it up above this solder, and it's going to go right about there, like that. Okay, I should clean this up a little bit because I'm not going to be able to polish inside there when it's soldered on. So I'm going to take my little flywheel and clean it there a little bit. The right way to do it, the way it should be done, is all pieces should be polished first and then we solder it. Maybe we should do that. I'll get back to you. I'm going to polish these pieces off, these pieces up, clean them up, and we're going to get back to I'm going to polish this this piece. This I'm going to have to hold on to. There's nothing really to hook a piece to, but for this bezel, I thought I would show you a little trick or whatever. I use like a little paper clip because it's impossible to hold on to this. I mean, I could, but it's ridiculous. So what we do is I use a little paper clip. I change my piece, my wheel, put it on here. And then I can hold on to this much better, like that. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Here's the bezel. Where's our fishy? And we'll polish up the other piece and we'll clean them up and we'll get back to you. And this little brush, I love using these things because you can get into spaces like this. You can't get in there with just about anything else. See? It gets right inside there. Right in there. Bring these guys up a little bit. And this spot right there. Always keep it moving, and then we can do this part on here.